All right. If this is going on, is it live? All right. Sound test is all right. Welcome to the PSy Tai Podcast. Check right here. We all good. Little. There we go. Hey. Welcome to the PSy Tai Podcast. It's PSy Tai here. Just tainow. Let's cue that intro. Welcome to Just Tainow, PSy Tai Podcast. Just Tainow, if you don't know, it's a place where we combine our minds with our hearts, see what our gut mind is saying, connect all of those three circles, and let whatever come out just come on out. Just Tai, T-A-I, just think about it. You see, you get it now? Thank everyone for coming on through. I'm going to share the page around on the Discord, which is a place where you can come on and join the live chat at times and share your story. Tie along, join the Tiversation, not the conversation. Tiversation is like just tying, combine all them circles, then letting whatever come out, come on out. There we go. Play this beat while I look around. This beat is it's called The World by Well-Fed. And I also got one that I made right after this. But I'm gonna wait a bit for people to come on in. I got a new animation and accompanying instrumental to go with it. There we go. All right. One more place I gotta share this to, and we'll be ready to go. Last page.
Oh my god, well-fed.
There we go. I'm gonna have to close this. All right. I ain't gonna play that one. There we go. Hey, Big Chill. Hey, Master Creator. What's going on? He said, tie it down like a shoelace on the ground, slapping beat, brother. That one not mine. That one was by JR. That's by JR, but I'm a, I found it real hype, so I was like, hey, man, let's give him a shout out. Never know if we work together in the future. But I do have one that I want to introduce to everybody. This is a little preview to it right here. But yeah, I'm gonna open up the Discord and everything. I want to tie about the entheogenic history and human history, and like come up with some articles or pictures that we seen around the areas or movies that really tie some things together. I just got finished listening to a Kalindi video from 2012 when he was doing conferences. It was really, let me fix this. It was really inspiring. Cause like what are we really doing when we watching TV and cartoons and anything? Like the interaction of it. Is it like that real time? Even if it's not live or the person not talking in front of your face. Come on. Rudy had to join the party, doggy. Like how our emotions and what are we really interacting with when we're interacting with technology? Is it like some kind of time capsule, not time capsule, but portal that you witness right before your eyes every time you watch it and you really like jumping into it? Like say you watching me right now or watching a video and like you think you're just sitting in your room, but are you really? are you really like just that person is right there, but they became the computer? Yes. I'm trying to see why. Check. There we go. All right, I'm gonna post a link to the Discord here. Yeah, here we go. But before we get into that too, I'm gonna get some to some entertainment. For a moment, I'm gonna drop this video, and I'm gonna create an NFT of it. Would accompany like physical art. Like I got this right here. It's taking away all the green. There we go. If I put it right there, it works. Like physical art where it'd be able to pop out just like a hologram. Just like if you on mushrooms and stuff. The skull and the mushrooms start popping up and twirling all around. There he goes right here. Without further ado. I'm gonna hide me. There we go. Play the whole thing.
Go on and play it.
Oh, hey. Hey, Charles. Let me move this right here. Okay. Watching old Sega Genesis Sonic footage while making the song. level right here. Boss fight. And the ultimate realization. It goes back over. No, life just start repeating. Let's get out that loop. But yeah, I created that last week. It was off a whim too. Practicing, doing some things. The accident created some magic. But with our accidents, with our syncs. For real, for real. All right, I really enjoyed creating it. I really enjoyed it. I may put this back up. There we go. I really enjoyed creating this. And I wanted to stick with simple, primitive shapes. Even the birds are real low poly. If you can see this one, like right above my head, towards that way. Like everything is low poly, but still highly defined. Hey, thanks. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for checking it out. Thank y'all. I got a lot more coming.
That's what you call some jungle time, man. Jungle is from like the 2000s, man, 90s, going back. You know what I mean? It's look like the rebirth of jungle. That's what
I heard of the Jungle Brothers.
Yeah, Jungle Brothers were more like hip hop and house music. Yeah. Girl, I'll house you in my hut now.
Yeah, that popped up on my Apple Music. I was like, huh?
You know what's up. Let your mind be free. Like your body jump a little higher. Jump till you get tired. House your body. Yeah, Jungle Brothers. But I'm saying that sounds like some techno jungle. That stuff you were just playing remind me of some techno jungle from like the 90s.
Gotcha.
You're really a junglist, but that kind of jungle, techno, I could mind some of these breaks.
Hey, I like the title, because it is the jungle of the mind. Just going in there. And just what do we call nature? What is natural?
Yeah, it's a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder.
How we keep from going under.
Keep from going under.
Hey. But no, I had fun actually doing it because back in when I did my 1 year at college, we had asked this music teacher. We wasn't even taking music classes, but we had went in there and we had asked them, do you know about music production and stuff like that? Like my other friend had more of an incline on those kind of things and talking to the people. So then I was just like tagging along. He's like, yeah, it's this program called Ableton and stuff. And I like been using it on and off ever since. It come in handy so much. Cause I always be trying to just fill that original vibe in, fill the gaps in. And it's all because of the mushroom too.
Good program.
Mm-hmm.
A good program. Even though they update it, you still know how it works, the fundamentals. Like, I mean, they say, oh, it's all the same program, but no, what distinguishes certain musical programs is the process, how they deal with certain processes. Some are like, oh, that's too difficult for me, or some like, whoa, that's wicked how they organize that. You know, because they listen to feedback. Everything is upgrade. You know what I'm saying? But the different programs assess things a little differently. I mean, they all at the end can produce maybe the same product, but it's all what you're comfortable working with. You know what I mean?
It's your world.
People still just dealing with 808, man. People still dealing just with 808, a little sampler beat machine, and they're fine with that. Still Fruity Loops, you know, some Cubase. It's like, what? Yeah, man.
I remember Cubase. My friend Brian uses that.
It's still popping, man. Like the 808 still popping, you know. Kanye made a whole album on that stuff, made hundreds of billions of dollars.
And all of these tones and frequencies and stuff like that we playing around with is like manipulating energy that's creating whole vibes of culture and like that people dress off of, change the way they think, or like the catchphrases they use and everything. just off of like hearing certain frequencies. So like I be looking at these different processing engines, software engines, like you said, Cubase and Ableton. It's like, yo, like what are they? Like that, it's a pretty awesome thing. And like getting in there and seeing how all the plugins interact with each other, the compression, and how all of that creates a whole different environment.
And that's when you start learning about the reverb, the transpose, the not just the, like speeding up the beat. You learn about the frequencies of the beat, the ear vibrations. Sometimes what you hear isn't what's going to come out, so you have to anticipate certain things. But nowadays, it's usually up to par. You know what I mean? But back in the day, it was a little bit different. You had to hear the master, but you knew when. That's why a good engineer is amazing too, right? Sequence everything in, master it all together.
Hey, I was hold on. First, let me get this chat in. I was gonna tie something together with Kalindi was talking about the Garden of Eden, and he was talking about the knowledge of the tree of good and evil and stuff, and how that was like the mind, the people that like really create in reality, like saying, hey, because they said if you ate the apple, you gained immortality. And like the secrets of life and death, or however they put, not the secrets, but you gain immortality. So like if humans was to live to be immortal, then he was proposing what I proposed too, that you would start seeing how the game is being played instead of just being a part of the game. So I'm seeing like with all this technology and stuff, how you said it took a long time to like get beats mastered, and you had to wait for it to go through the processor to hear how it sounded and not be able to interfere along the process. Like now technology is getting us to the point where we able to do a lot more faster or a lot more easier. Like even with 3D modeling, like I watch a lot of videos like from the 90s and 70s and stuff. They used to take Big Chill, they used to take 8 months to render, to make a 13-second clip.
Well, yeah, even to design like a demo type product, you had to send it to the designer. Designer had to send it to the engineers first, and the engineers had to send it to the designer. And now you just put the skips in a 3D fucking printer, and it prints out your sample piece right there. When before it could take up to 2 years, you got to send it to China. Oops, nope, wrong one. Wait for them to send it back, send the specs back, change the color, just a tint, get it again. Nope, got to send it back. Okay, and that's like 1.5 years, bro, just to have like maybe a little keychain plastic picture of something, your logo or your whatever the F it is. You know what I mean? But that's what it took back in the day. Now it's like, yo, I got a 3D printer, man. Oh, okay. Oh, wicked, bro. All right. Dip, dip. And then they make your pipe. Yo, that's the pipe I'm thinking. All right, let's mass produce that. You know what I mean? It's like you don't got to wait for the prototype now. The prototype can get done in your house. What do they cost? Like $4,000 for a good 3D printer?
Yeah.
Right?
They even
Or are
cost
they
cheaper.
now?
Yeah. I don't know what consists of a good one, but I be seeing some on eBay for like 500. I mean, on Amazon for like 500.
Oh yeah, they're that cheap. That's what my boy was saying. Like $2,000, probably say get a nice one too, like a cheaper used one for like $2,000. But he's like, yo, you can get a half decent, good, not shit one, not the best one for like $4,000.
That's
So
because
he's
he
like,
know
you
what
can
he
make like
doing.
prototypes, just like what I was saying. Make prototypes for people, small things, like you know what I'm saying, different kind of fucking things that you do, molds that they can make molds from. And he said, yo, boy, I'd probably say within like fucking 2-3 months, he said you make your money back. And that's just doing it part-time. He's like, that's just doing it on the weekends, in the evening, maybe, projects that you take on. You pay
Yeah.
about $4,000. He said, man, even just putting in like 10, 15 hours a week, he said, you'll pay it off in 2 months. I'm like, yo, man, proper. But it takes up some power too, right?
Yep.
It generates a
And
lot
just
of
gotta have
power.
that
So he told me,
imagination.
yeah, you got to get a converter. You get a converter that breaks down the power so you're not using so much off the power line. Because, electricity is fucking expensive.
Now we're being solar in no time. Being solar in no time.
Yeah, man, my
Hey.
next spot, I'm getting solar panels.
I was looking at some solar panel car concepts. But wait, real fast, picture. Charles has said, "Have you done a journey to this yet?" Not a full blown journey. I haven't been able to. I haven't. Besides sitting down for hours making it, I haven't really sat outside of the process with it long enough. I just made it like 2 days ago, I just been moving really fast. But yeah, I haven't really sat down with it yet. But just looking at it was already taking me places. I was like, oh, because I made the video and the song separately, and then I was like, let me just see how this would sound like, and then it just clicked together. But I'm sorry, Big Chill. You was talking about the 3D printers, electricity, and solar panels.
Yeah, here now,
Yeah.
man, they're working on some like kind of some kind of paint too, man. Like it's a paint. Like they have the roll panels. I seen those. My boy was telling me there's like they're I don't know if it's out or they're working or something. I don't know, man. Some kind of paint that's going to be able to be like solar panels. So it's going to be like, future with cars and everything. You know what I mean? Like they're
Hmm.
going to put it in everything so you conduct energy. I'm talking like anything that uses like a dye. So like no more red beetle, no more of those other dyes. Now it's going to be like I forget what he was telling me it's called. Like
What's
basically
that?
solar panel paint. So you're going to be having it on your cars. You're going to have it on like your knapsack, in your clothes, and you're basically just going to be like generating power, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, that's serious, man. That's serious.
No,
But apparently
it's
they
all
have it.
about.
It's out there now. I never heard of it yet.
Uh huh.
Solar paint.
No, I
I gotta
see it right
research.
here. Oh, I'm about to
Oh
bring it
yeah,
up for
research.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm on the Discord on my device, YouTube.
Energy
Clicking it.
from generates energy from water vapor.
Okay, see some weird. Yeah, man. I was like, what? All right. I
Yeah,
meant to
but
check
that's
that
what this
out.
is about. Humans always
That's
going into the
crazy.
realms and seeing what they was doing in other dimensions and bringing it here, seeing how it could work here. Inspiration ain't inspiration. Inspiration station. You gotta go to some station. Come back. A team of researchers.
Yeah, and then you use like that kind of technology, and then when there's no sun, there's that other. Uh, it's not. It's not like free energy. It's that that fucking wheel thing that turns, but it like takes in like 1 point whatever gigawatt to use it, but it gives back like 100 times what it takes in, so you could utilize the energy. You know what I mean? They don't actually call it like perpetual motion and energy comes from nothing because it takes a little bit of power to produce. And that's the stuff that those like Amish people utilize on. Like
Mm-hmm.
we have this heater that's a heater and it takes like literally 10 watts, like nothing. But you can plug everything into this. Like I'm talking 100-watt stuff, 300-watt stuff, and you can check the meter. It's taking 10 watts at a time.
Wait till we
Like
get to
it's not
the.
the Hamish. It's the Hamish that can use technology. You know, the ones that can't use it, they
Oh, I
build
saw those
rocking chairs.
fireplaces. Those fireplaces.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had one back in when I lived in Philly.
yeah,
We had an
bro.
Amish
Because the guy
fireplace.
told me, he's like, yo, it's not just a heater, eh? He's like, yo, this is an actual generator, and he's like, yo, there's plugs here you can plug. I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, it only takes the. I'm not a fucking electrician, man, but my
Hey, why
boy
don't you
broke it
spend some
down.
time with some stuff? You'll figure some things out.
Oh
Especially when
yeah,
you got
yeah. I
more
went.
than one mind going at it for like a couple
Yep, man,
generations.
this contractor I work for, man, that day he gave me the crash down on ohms and AM and DC and Tesla and friggin' Einstein. Man, I didn't know none of that shit, man. I went to college, university, man. You know, I mean, I didn't really know the electricity vibes because I wasn't an electrician. You know, I knew the basics. We work with current and shit, but I never
Hey,
learned to
Big
break
Trip,
down watts. Yeah.
watch when they get to more crystal energy. Like how a
Mm,
watch is powered, but
like
just like
quartz.
yeah, but just like some unknown substance or something that they probably already working with, and then being able to input energy into it, and then it like outputs like way more. We already kind of doing that
Mhm.
with the Tesla
How the
batteries
fuck
and
they
different kind of
how the fuck
electric
they
car
figured out
batteries.
how the fuck they figure out that quartz gives off like an impulse like that? Do you think that's something that we inherited from our ancestors? Because like I think that quartz stone is one of the last technologies we have like from the ancient ones. Because before that, we didn't know really the properties of stone. It's only through like we see the ancient ones been making stuff out of gold. We just been mining gold the last what we hear of the past 500 to 1,000 years. But gold's been around in items, making medallions. The ancestors been doing that forever. And some technologies they have, certain stones, like you're saying, give off energy. Now we're not acknowledging the other stones, but the quartz, frig, we use that in everything, and same with like porcelain. Porcelain too, bro, carries an electric current. I know if you're I don't want to be giving anybody ideas or anything, but porcelain and glass, they're not good friends. You could have a little piece of porcelain and tap on a glass and it will shatter the whole window, whether it's a big window or a little window. Oh yeah. Or if you throw it, it'll go through like a bullet and you're like, what the
Car
fuck?
thief
What I'm saying?
favorite weapon.
Yeah, the spark plug stuff, man. It's like, what the was, man? Because a lot of stone, like you said, carry current, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Like
definitely
that's why,
does. Like, think of our
yeah,
computers too that we even using. They're mined from minerals and things that's taken straight from the
It has
ground.
yeah,
quartz and crystal,
platinum, gold.
copper,
Hey, Ali
So that's
K.
why they
metal.
mix it. That's why they
Hello.
mix the silver
Hello.
on the gold that you guys wear, what we wear. Because like if we wear like pure
Oh, it would
gold,
break.
but it'll have a vibration. It'll make us stronger. Like I was saying before, the people that communicate with the afterlife, when they make these electronical devices, instead of having bronze and silver coil and any kind of cables in there, silver or just steel, metal, cheap metal, yo, if you make all the parts out of gold, everything, certain parts can't be, but if you make it all out of friggin' gold, bro, the frequency is like pure. We're talking like how we're
Hey,
talking right now.
Big Chill, my processor, my CPU, I had upgraded it, and the connectors that go into the actual motherboard is all gold.
Well, that's it. If you ever had a sound system as a DJ, right, or MC, when you're setting up the sound system, the best plugs were the gold plugs, gold plated, of course, 24 karat, you get a pure sound. If they were
I did
silver,
used to see
sometimes
that
you
in the
hear the,
store.
yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they mix silver. Like, was it 12%? I think is like only 40% gold, 60% silver. Uh,
Yeah, it's all
I
mixed
think
up.
as you get bigger into silver, bigger into gold, it's less silver. Like 24K's only got like 20%, but they mix the silver in. But you can separate it when you melt it. You
Oh, I've been
separate
watching some
the
YouTube
gold.
videos on people doing that. Some chemistry videos extracting
Yeah.
gold from these necklaces I got from the thrift store.
Oh yeah, bro. There's some
It's
good
possible.
money. Scrap
Yeah, it's just
gold,
all
man.
about your
Metals
knowledge
too.
base. What was
But
that, Alley
metals,
Cat?
other metals too. Like, you know how they made those swords, the Japanese steel,
Oh, mm-hmm.
stuff
Yeah,
like that. It,
some of that.
they depending on the metal, they used to have spirits and stuff trapped in them. That's why it was like kept in families and stuff.
I was also that's relating to what Kalindi was talking about. I was watching earlier when he was talking about the drums that's in a lot of African cultures and how they used to have fire coming out of them and all these amazing things, and it was like a
Yeah,
lineage kind of thing. He's like, that's why
you
I don't
gotta
play the
think,
drums.
but you gotta think too. The drums, right? Depending on how you put it together, if you have all the elements available, you are the fire element when you play the instrument. So if you're gonna have earth, air, water, it is it's used in a lot of old cultural magic.
It works.
Yeah,
And he was saying
and
how they used to have houses for them too, like how you said with the swords.
yeah. The drum actually is really, really important, and it's funny you say fire because in certain like Hinduism, the drum, actually African as well, the drum has to do with the heartbeat. So if someone died, because like like how you can have like a heart attack from like certain noises,
Mm-hmm.
it's believed that the drum can bring you back to life
Hmm.
because you mimic the heartbeat and you manipulate it that way,
Some
vibrations.
necromancy.
Why not?
Hey, I was listening to something earlier, but I'm gonna keep pointing to Kalindi because I brought out the son earlier. I want to keep his name alive and everything. Like he talking about a bunch of stuff that I be going over my mind. I be like, I guess it is like another human being saying this. But he was talking about the pineal gland and how it's not a part of the brain but sits on top of the brain. And he was talking about certain rituals that they do in funerals in other cultures and how it lasts for like 2 weeks at times.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
the soul and stuff or the pineal gland is still active and it has the time now that the brain blood barrier is shut down and the rest of the body to actually like just flow and like have that experience of whatever's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what happens after the lights go out, seemingly. That's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of activity still.
Yeah. That had me thinking about ghosts too. Like for them 2 weeks. They like, wait, I'm still here a little bit. I can say I remember this.
That's true. I mean, if everything is energy and you're still connected energetically, then I guess you'll hang around more.
Create a couple
that
more
energy
stories before you go. That's all it's about. Wait, hold on one sec. Did I close all my tabs? Yeah. Well, what was you gonna say? You have something to say?
No. I forgot. I'm trying to roll. I forgot.
Hey, look at this picture. Do you have the YouTube open?
I do. Yes.
It was this picture he shared of the lower crown of Egypt. You know, at the upper lower crown of Egypt.
Oh, that's your spinal. Yeah, that's the upper crown and the lower crown. That's your. If you look at a picture of your spinal column, it's the same thing.
I'm visualizing what you're talking about. I was just trying to hurry up and type in the picture for everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I could find the one that I had too, because like it was side by side, and I was mind blown.
Because I could see the spine too, and he was mentioning the mushroom, which I found funny about this guy that threw the extra line in there. But yeah, looking back, the mushroom was found everywhere. Like we talked about that a bunch of times. I just was really excited about that this morning.
Wow.
I was like, yo, they're here. They're in the and how they even started too. Like Kalindi was talking about how on the plains and like how it was vegetation everywhere. So everybody had mushrooms, or everybody was able to partake in some kind of mystery off of the plant that was in the surrounding area. But then once the deserts and stuff happened, the droughts and the like, even 10,000 years ago, when Randall Carlson talked about the meteorite hitting Earth and like resetting civilizations because it was like the dust clouds and everything, like they weren't available. So that's how the priest class was starting. The priest class, because they started giving them to the older people, and then like not to everybody, and then eventually few had it, and then they was telling the people what they thought was going on. Everybody just had to believe them instead of having their own personal experience.
Yeah. Wow.
That makes perfect sense. But not perfect, but that makes so much sense. Because everything,
They're like, oh no, you don't need to know all this. We'll just summarize this real quick and put that out there.
and I think it is people too helping out people in the long run. But you know how with any organization, once they get huge, people start getting corrupt and start saying, "Well, I see that when I say this, they gonna act like this." Like Kalinda even brought up how he brought up an example he said of the priest class started getting corrupt in his example by saying that they have to take the mushrooms and deal with all the spiritual things while people was out there hunting and building houses and stuff. So eventually they was like, we need a house for God. Like, we need a house of God right now. Like, so y'all need to like use y'all skills to help out God. But that's really where the priest's just going to live at. So, because God don't need a house.
Exactly. Exclusivity.
That's still going on today.
Oh, of course.
They just got other connotations put to it with helping out the community in different ways. But like that corruption hopping away. Hey,
better.
Wild Man Ninja. It was I got a couple tabs open that I was keeping open to go through. We already I know you've seen it, the Jesus mushroom spore cat.
No.
Look, this was the purest example I saw too. I just typed in Jesus Halo. I ain't even type in like Jesus Halo mushroom. Then if you look at the spore print.
Oh, wow.
Same thing. The circle within the circle. Or if you put it on some foil, the circle within the square.
Circle. That's too funny.
I know, all of these was really like, they was really doing things, and then government and everything just came into play. Like, everything is just a belief system. Like, every single thing. And that's why I think people always gonna have conspiracies, what they call conspiracies, or reality, like whatever you pop up with, hey, these government people really talking to the reptilians, or they doing this and that, and then telling us to do this and that. Like, it's really true. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just going into those realms and then telling the people what they want in order to control. You know how scary reptiles look to people.
Yeah, so that's the image you're gonna use as fear bait.
Like, what if dinosaurs and stuff back then was really happy people, happy reptiles?
I know, right?
And not so vicious. Like, they ate, but it wasn't like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like they sat down with all the etiquette. Can you imagine?
And then they just became more vicious. Animals became more vicious over time. Fuck that, I gotta eat.
Yeah. Because there was more to share, I guess. If there's more to share, you won't be so savage.
I want to know what don't you know how they study dinosaur teeth and everything? And they said they study, like, they can tell if it's a herbivore or a carnivore by the shape of the teeth and everything.
If you look at our teeth, it's mostly herbivore teeth we have in our mouth. The flat ones that
don't tell the vegetarians.
Yeah.
But what are we able to tell what kind of teeth would it be considered herbivore teeth if they ate fungi, if they ate mushrooms?
Yeah, because you need those for chewing. The little tiny incisors, the pointy incisors, that's for tearing. So for mushrooms and stuff, you'd have to chew it.
Yeah. So back then, like when the mushrooms was like 20 feet tall and stuff, like it had to be some dinosaurs and a lot of other creatures taking mushrooms or just ingesting it and stuff like that. Like, for the human to come out of whatever we came out of, like, But like how with people was all something was always eating the mushroom. Like the mushroom was even in evolutionary science the first
Yeah.
thing on land, like to come from the sea to the land, and then plants and stuff came.
Yes.
So like these spores are crazy. Like they just going planet to planet, maybe. Just inoculating, starting, helping life jumpstart.
Let's speed this up here. It needs some help. Let's go help this.
Like, watch once that come out. That evidence swoops the airways of like finding a mushroom spore on a meteorite that they capture from that Elon Musk captured from space. Because he already trying to do that. They like finding rare minerals and asteroids, and they want to capture them and stuff. Just like well, not just like I was thinking of Avatar when they like destroyed the whole planet, but they just trying to get asteroids right now. At this
we
point
always
in
try
time,
to capture something else, but we never capture the moments.
like, what did it take to get there? How much destruction?
And how much more? How much more will it cause?
Hey, some people take up that role.
And they do a good fine job.
I'll be that guy. I'll be that girl. Make this happen. And it's wild how reality too will just have that's why I say, well, not that's why I say, but it just comes to my mind the storytelling of reality. Because in that person's mind, like their train of thought never went down your path as much, like my path as much, to even say like, well, this is not what I'm going to do today. It's not what I'm going to do in my life. Like their whole life is bred to do that. Even they hurt and pain at some points. It's like, man, well, I don't want them to get me. Like they used to get me when I was on the playground field, or my dad didn't hug me. Something like that.
Yeah, usually.
And then somebody came in place and started preaching some philosophy, some old god. They those like the old gods and the new gods all the time. And started preaching like, hey, you gotta be like this. Hey, what do you consider a god?
I'm sorry?
Random cue. What do you consider a god?
I mean, honestly, that's funny. I just typed it today too. The very least common denominator, that I see, gods create, they maintain, and they destroy. So I'm gonna say the energy behind those, because that's what we do, essentially on different levels, parallels. We create worlds, thoughts, ideas, and then we maintain ourselves, our lives, our appearances, our reality, and then to some extent we also destroy. We you gotta plant some things, you gotta destroy the ground a little, build some buildings, you destroy the forest a little bit, break off some friendships, or self-destruct. That's only, that's as much as I can say on that.
That's all good. I got another question though to back it up. Do you think that it can it's a thing that can force that could be higher than the god?
Well, if you're gonna, if that the level of creation, maintenance, and destruction, then what is driving that?
Yeah.
What drives that trifecta? Then that energy would have to be above it.
And if we personify it.
Yeah. So I guess yes.
Cool.
For now.
I just wanted to ask random questions. But no, I was thinking about that too of myself. Because Cause in my world, like you said, the God is a creating force, but like it's different creation forces in different realms and different forces creating different forces all the time.
Exactly. Take that. If you just take the word creation, then that's a whole different world. You look at the whole world, all where you find that word creation. It's good and it's seemingly negative and positive, you know.
Because you gotta think, if you can meet a guy, then y'all both caught up in something too.
Yes.
Like, why did you want to create this particular thing and not that particular thing?
Yeah.
You got a motive too.
Definitely. The modus operandi of life.
So, like with the God concept, that's more how I see it. Like you said, the creation force. But like we could see now, like how people, well, back when I was young, people would call Google God. Like, oh, let's X the Google God, or even how I'm seeing how a God can be Ableton music program or Premiere Pro or iMovie or something like that, like something that's generating another reality. So to everything that exists in that reality, they like, where did I come from? And I came from Premiere Pro God. I was birthed out of his output.
Basically, yeah.
Had a bunch of inputs from different places and different ideas and concepts, and then boom.
Which is funny because usually when I try to explain evolution to like kids and stuff, I tell them, imagine if you had like a little grab bag, and from the beginning, cells, oxygen, like we grabbed some structures from there, and then we went on to the chemicals, and then we went on to so basically like the design of the leaves and the trees for our lungs, like the different fractals, different parallels, and then the tadpole, we were like, all right, we could use that when we're procreating, that design. So like throughout the entirety of it all, we just like took little bits and pieces here and there. It's just all the same chemistry. Stardust is just a different order of combination.
Shouts to Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan, he put that out there I used to watch his shows a lot when I was younger.
I have to look. I've never. I think I've heard some quotes here and there, and that the thing about the blue dot, Earth.
He used to say that a lot on his documentaries. He thought, well, not a lot. The one that people always try to go to about being stardust and everything, from like a metaphysical science sense. He gave science a little heart.
Yes, and you know what? It always had it. We just didn't know. We weren't looking for the heart of science.
Yeah.
We're looking for the brain.
He brought it back. Because that's all you hear all the people like Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about. We're all just exploding stardust remnants.
Yep.
But that's all tying together to the big story we see all around. Especially during trips, and now just really all around, period. But just everything's connected. Everything's like made from the same base chemicals. Yeah. Just having different experiences. Like imagine don't you know how DMT and stuff helps the human experience these kind of realities, or however we term it and stuff like that? Even like the endogenous ones that's in our brain, like the serotonin and melatonin and everything, and tryptophan. Yeah. Imagine what a star or a planet has with their body chemistry, and then like as a whole what it experiences as a planet or as a star or something like that. Like what's that Jupiter. Chemical?
Yeah, like Jupiter. If you look at Jupiter and you see the gases, and those chemicals over there.
Yeah, there's the gas giant planets.
Yeah, and you see how they swirl is just interacting.
Oh yeah, it look like art. The
Yeah.
red spot. That's what it's called.
It is art, you know. It's the same fractal design. It's seemingly random. When we do art, it's seemingly random.
And I got a picture of it now. Oh, that looks psychedelic for sure. That looks trippy.
Yeah.
Like somebody just did some fluid art, like
Exactly.
pouring the paint on the canvas, or you just took some mushrooms, looked at the wall.
That's awesome.
Like they hyper tripping.
What's that? Life imitating art, or art imitating life?
And that's why in a lot of esoteric studies they talk about becoming a star or becoming past the star, a solar system, a nebula, and like that the travel of the soul supposedly through the zodiac, and then it breaks out through then going to higher realms for different lessons in life.
Yeah.
Like imagine trying to keep planets in orbit. Like that's your job.
That's the
it's based
maintenance
off-
part. Okay.
Yeah,
So we
it's
have to
based
make-
off your feelings or whatever they go through. Whatever they go through at that state, it's probably way past just regular emotion. Way big scale stuff. Right?
Word.
We think our government is bad, is like controlling us.
Like, do you see the acid lakes out there?
It has me thinking about the zodiac and stuff too. How they say like the planets and the stars all have a contribution to what's going on. Even like the farthest stars that we don't see, that we don't know about, like that we don't say like, hey, this is the Sagittarius constellation or something. But that's why like we keep going to these unknown places, finding more things, because like goes past beyond traditional zodiac religion, but it still was saying a lot.
Yeah.
Because they were just taking mushrooms and or whatever they had around them. That I'm thinking when they took them, instead of doing what they was usually doing to survive, like, oh, I gotta build this house or I gotta go on the hunt. Like it was groups of people just walking around like, yo, I'm seeing something beyond the stars. Even seeing stuff coming down from the stars and then talking to them and stuff like that. Just
Yes. Because we didn't have light pollution either. So I think we were able to trip by looking at the stars as well. Because your eyes are portals, you know.
yeah, what portal you open up is the question. Or the experience.
Oh,
Like right
man.
now we opened up to this Earth portal, Earth Dimension 432.
For now.
Yeah. And then other people probably seeing this reality through like a double reality. Like in the VR, it's a way where I downloaded where you could somebody recreated an old room from the 90s with like the CTR TVs and everything, but you're able to play classic game systems in there, and you literally have to walk around the room and get the system, put it on the table, plug it into the virtual TV and stuff, and then you play in the whole game inside a whole 90s VR room, and it's the whole emulation of the game too.
That is so cool.
How lucid are we?
Yep. Yep.
How lucid can it get? But it
But
can
then-
get really lucid.
A lot.
I just like proposing questions instead of like saying a lot of things. Like, oh, this, that. Like I like questions.
Yeah,
It's
but
more-
the also the questions is what's gonna bring out this is da 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 da.
Yeah, for yourself. I don't want to just
Yeah.
get people trapped in what I gotta say or mine. until I write it down or write a book. And I'm like, hey man, help me out. Like, I really want you to listen to me, but just for but then after that, go back and do what you do.
Yeah. We'll meet in the middle again.
Yeah, that's how it is when I read books, and like I started getting into audiobooks and stuff again. Like I just be transported to their world. It's still mixed with mine because they don't have pictures and stuff, but really be feeling like I'm into whatever they was creating.
Yeah, that's the thing about books. Oh wow. I just found the Carl Sagan quote. For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. Aww. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
That was dope. Told you he put the heart back in science for people. That's why they gave him a TV show. He wasn't the greatest scientist. He just knew how to talk. Well, he just like was connected to those vibes. He probably wanted to say a lot more too, but because of his like classical science training and stuff and his peers, he was like, oh, I can't say too much. He probably had a trip one time.
Just tie.
Hey, true life. How's it going in San Diego?
It's gravy as always. It's gravy. I was talking to Sophia this morning.
The lady?
Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
It was cool. I said, damn, I must be always in a good mood. She was like, it sounds like you in a good mood. I'm like, that's always. But I need to just come up with a date for her to come and join the live stream one day.
No, that would be cool.
Everybody be on this clubhouse thing.
Yo, you know, at first I thought you was talking about DMT.
Huh?
At
The
first
DMT lady?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. She can come join the live stream.
But
Just
maybe
the
that
sight
was
of
her
her.
in another form.
Yeah, just the sight of her will change everybody.
Hey, that was the vibe I was getting. Hey,
Oh, you seen her again?
Hey, I was thinking about, well, I was looking up earlier about the Chinese and how they used mushrooms and stuff like that. Because, you know, they have the whole Taoist philosophy and the Buddhist structure and everything over there, and even things before the Taoist structure. And I was listening to Kalindi talk about the Shaolin, meaning the pine forest. So I had looked up some article. I'm gonna see if I can find it again. But it was talking about ancient Chinese people knowledge of macro fungi during like 220 to 589 AD, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was talking about how the mushroom really was helping their philosophy out and introduce them to immortality and everything, like those concepts.
Makes sense.
They call it it was like some ZHI. I don't know how to pronounce that.
You never
That's what they call
have
it.
you ever took DMT and actually seen the lanterns, the Chinese lanterns and stuff?
No.
Yeah, I smoked DMT. I seen it looked like an ancient China. It had all these Chinese lanterns and stuff. But when you go back, you find out it was like a part of Egypt too, though.
Yeah, I don't think anything that anybody doing is new. Like,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
It just depends on what rim you in.
it's new to you.
I used to never want to believe that. My uncle used to always tell me, "There's nothing new under the sun." I was like, "Nah, watch this." And then look around and like, "Oh wow, I'm just doing what they've been doing for millennia." Even
Yeah. I always say it's like buying a car, bro. When you go buy that car, you don't see that car nowhere till you see it on the lot. As soon as you drive off, one passed by. Parked by your house, it's another one right there. You start seeing it everywhere. It's like you just didn't know about it. You feel me? It's been around. These things been around. People been diving into these things.
Oh yeah, that's a big phenomenon. I was thinking about the car I just got, and I keep seeing Hondas of all different variations, like the same color.
Yeah. Start seeing them everywhere, and you be like, I thought I was the only one.
And that shows our choice too, like how we choose things. Like where did this decision really come from?
Wow. I was just looking at a cup, and I was telling someone about a cup yesterday, and the representation of a cup is choice.
Yeah.
Hey, is it full or half full? That's
Yeah,
the
and then
choice.
find it in the tarot cards. The cup, 2 of cups, 3 of cups, whatever.
Cups
When you
hold
go
the
to
water.
substance. When you go to the prom too, the guy usually brings over the cup to the girl. If she accepts it, they go dance, right? Cups.
Ritual after ritual. Can't you just get what I mean? I just walk up. It's like but no, that's how it is. And it plays off in the mind too when we doing these things. It's like it feel like we know exactly what we trying to get out of it. Like if I do this and that and that, and then we start thinking about different TV shows or our aunts and uncles or friends and stuff, and it's like, oh, this how it plays out.
Like that's trippy to think about too, huh? Because when you go, and you buy that girl that cup of drink.
Yeah, that's your connection, your link. The ritual with cheers, that's cup 2. Weddings, you cross the cup and you drink it in some cultures.
The cup, and when you put it like to the playing cards of today, it translates to the heart card.
See? Didn't know that. I guess cups it's synonymous with water. Water is synonymous with emotions. I can see that. Yeah.
Hey, true. Earlier we was talking about gods and the concept of gods, and Ali Cat was talking about how to her the concept of God is like the creation force that acts on different things, or it can be different creation forces. And then I was talking about how like a god can be the computer or a program in the computer that outputs something, and then they like, oh, like the video, everything that was outputted from like the animations or whatever is like, where did you come from? And they, oh, I was outputted from this program, the Blender God or something like that. So how do you see gods and stuff?
How do I see the gods?
Yeah, like in like the biggest scope that you could think.
I don't even know no more. Cause I like at time, like as of now, I see them each one playing a part in this reality, bro. Like each one being a part in this reality, to where each source, each light, each everything is a part of this God or that God or that God. Like, is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's what it fits what I was saying.
It's like all of them are come together to make this.
Yeah, see the roles, the different roles, the creation role, maintenance role, and the destruction roles. It's all part of.
And we was talking about how they was given like in a personifying them, like they were given those roles. So like they not the top tier of everything, but they're actually powerful at creation, because we seeing it now.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like each one have a power over a part of something that's here.
Yeah.
like each one. And it takes all of them to make this.
Yeah, that reminds me of this scene in Hinduism. Oh my god,
What happened?
it's when they're in the cosmic ocean, right? And to oh, I don't really, I'm gonna post a picture. It's like you have the gods on one side and demons on the other side, but they're all working together to churn the ocean, which is the Milky Way.
Ooh.
Yes.
all of them.
All of them. I'm gonna find it right now.
Working as one to create.
Yeah.
And then that's why I think that's why we have so many, how we be talking about the altars and different things of that nature. We have so many things that sit in front of us that have to take on the shape of these gods. Like so many different things, bro. It's like kind of weird. I don't like to talk about it because it seems like you be losing your mind.
Or opening. You know?
One or the other. One or the other.
Hey, you gotta lose it to find it. That's that
Like,
paradoxical saying.
but each one of these things that, like, especially the things that you have in front of you, like, all the time.
I do it on
Very
purpose.
normal.
Like, I got this gazelle right here. I got this little critter I just got 2 weeks ago holding a mushroom. I got this Nefertiti, well, not Nefertiti, but it's an African kind of statue, and some other like people like holding their hands clasped and owls and stuff. Cause I was saying it don't gotta be an exact image of like the gods of that I see painted or I'll see and stuff, but
Yeah.
when I see them put them here, I'm like, hey, y'all here, like y'all not represent, but y'all are like something more.
Yeah, something more like the teacup. Like the teacup or the coffee cup reminds me of the elephant god. Because that's what I was seeing on my mushroom experience. And it was
my goodness, it is.
I was like, what the hell? I said, oh, this is what I keep forgetting the name of that guy, but this is it right here. I'm always drinking from it with the handle, the damn trunk of the elephant.
No, that's the essence. Essence drives everything. That's why I was thinking of that show where they tried to steal the essence, that puppet show. Like everything that made it up what it was, so that they can use
Not
it to create
Prego
something
Rock.
else. Nah, it was from the guy that created Sesame Street, but then he made the puppet thing. It was on Netflix.
Oh damn.
Underneath the kitchen sink.
Yeah, I don't know. It be kind of weird, bro. Cause that's what when I seen like talk the other day. That's what I was seeing, and it was like fucking crazy. I can't even like really explain it because you would have like I'm gonna show my keyboard and mouse one day because that's what it was doing. It was like all these different lights and lines was depicted from somewhere he was.
The lifeline. You still there? Oh wait, what happened?
I'm here. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. But no, but True was saying too about the essence of everything being like connected to the aspect of creation. I'm looking at it as like it leave its copyright on everything. Even the tiniest grain of sand.
Yep.
It's all connected. That's why people don't be well, that's why that word tripping really puts a bad connotation on a lot of things. Because people been talking about, like humans been talking about their experiences with their objects, having sacred wands, and like you was talking about the swords of Japanese or the drums and stuff, and it being connected to certain spirits and gods, and them like really treating it with respect. But then like in our term, doing it with the mushroom, seeing every single thing. You start seeing even too how they had all the nature religions back then when they didn't have technology, when they were just saying, hey, the tree is sacred, the grass, the wind, the like this necklace I made for you. Like
Yeah, they dance and control the wind and the
yeah.
rain.
It all ties together somehow.
And do you think that's the one thing they don't want us to know, that we have those abilities?
Whoever that Jehovah God is don't want us to. Whoever that Jehovah God at the table, he like, I don't want these humans, and the other guys like, come on.
No, the other gods are like, but you're human too.
Or you're just a god too. Like God ain't the top of everything.
Just criminals.
You know, the gods in the Greek, they knew those kind of personifications. The Greek gods was always warring with each other. Having disputes.
Yeah, but you see how each of them, like Booker said, each has a role. So each of them had a different personification, a different role to play that showed you the interconnectivity of things. Apart from all the dramas.
Mm-hmm.
All the
You know, like I think also, yeah, it shows you cause and effect.
Yeah.
You know, this got jealous, he goes over here, does this, and then Ray, you know, war breaks out, whatever. Yeah, it shows you a lot. We do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like when a human does it, they think it's everything. It's all I'm in my mind, so it don't count. But then when you get in your mind and thinking about it, it's like getting to the God level of things. Like, wait, this still kind of matters on some level to play out a certain story. I can't just do anything.
Yeah.
And it's just so far fetched. You know, when you even see it, it's, you know, you just going, come on now.
It was I was watching Kalindi earlier, and he was talking about the lady from Alien. And he was saying how she said, I want to see everything. And it's like, wait, cut it off. Once it started coming on, and it's like, nope, it's on now. And he was saying how the mushroom and stuff is like, once you take it, they just gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
They give it to you. And it just come back as, or not come back, but you can see, I see the human thing, like with the emotions, like as the experiencer, like, wow, like, what, like, how you saying? Like, why did I see that? Was I meant to be the only person to see that? Did somebody else see something like this? Or did, like, was I, like, broke my brain? Like, I'm not supposed to be doing stuff like this? But then that's when I start going into, like, the government and history and things. And we was talking earlier about how when the mushrooms started probably becoming more scarce on the Sahara or wherever it was, once like the comets hit and the sun was blocked, and it used to be a bunch of mushrooms for everybody to eat, and then it was less mushrooms for a few select people to eat. So only a few select people was telling everybody else what they thought was going on in the spiritual realms and everything. Oh, somebody threw me off. It was something I was going into. I forgot. It just slipped my mind.
It'll come back.
Yeah, it'll come back. Let me close this door. You know the best way to make it come back?
Man, is anything real anymore, bro?
Once it started coming on,
I ask myself every time I wake up and I look at stuff, I say, is anything real anymore?
Once you take it, they just gonna give it to
you.
you.
Nothing is really real anymore. Always somebody saying
Gotcha.
something about something.
Something about, like, what kind of something? About it not
Like
being real or
like
real?
anything, you know, like anything. anything that's going on, it's always somebody explaining what it was that happened. And this is always somebody that wasn't even there. It was like every story is diluted.
Reporters.
Yeah.
Just like we see on the news.
Yeah,
That's why
every
people
story.
waking up to the news. They like, hey, you gotta tell it differently.
Yeah, it's not like it, I don't know.
I think this is all us coming up, and it all go back because I was saying earlier, like when you watching TV, when I'm watching TV or the screen or anything, I feel so much of a connection that I say feel just for words, but on mushrooms I had experience where it was the same thing, like just because it was in a box and it wasn't live or I couldn't like touch it as I'm used to touching things to say, oh, when I touch it like this, that means that it's real. If I could feel the pulse, that means that it's real. Like I got through those things, and so now when I was watching Kalindi, it was like when I was watching them, I had this whole other lucid report going on. Like we talk about the roles or whatever. I was like, this seemed like what I want to talk about today. Like I gotta watch this whole 2-hour thing. And then even ways I was cutting, I was like, nope, let's just keep on watching it. Like I want to do the show. It was like, something more interesting will pop up. I watched for another 20 minutes. So it was like this play with myself, always going on with what is, like how you say, what is real and what is not real. But when I'm going past those, like when I relax and not let myself be so like confused about it, it really be playing out in different ways, and it make it feel like I'm always so-called tripping. Like every corner I look around.
Yeah, every corner.
And it does has me hesitant though too. Like how you said the fears of talking about that do pop up me as a human being. I'd be like, do I want to just go on the internet and just talk about this? Like, am I gonna be able to build something else off my life after people call me crazy or something like that? But what I tapped into Kalindi while I brought him up and said, oh, that 5-minute story that I'm thankful that you listened to, was that he was saying how in the Garden of Eden, are we supposed to be seeing this or not? How he was saying how biting from the apple, it was a God saying, hey, if you eat this, you're going to know a life and death and stuff like that. And know that and then they knew that they was naked and they started getting a sense of their immortality. And now that we move in towards closer, well, not, Terrence would say closer towards the transcendental object, but who knows what we're moving closer to? Could be moving farther. But now with the technology and everything that we have, we're starting to even live longer, like to like 140, 150 years, and we're coming across a lot more experiences in a shorter amount of time. So that we like looking around at the game and we looking up at the creators or the like a level of the creators and like, hey, like I see a little more of what's going on. And like, are those that's why I brought up the Jehovah God. Like, is that the same Jehovah God that was speaking to people saying, hey, don't do this and don't do that, so this could happen, so we could see this play out. And now it's like a new term where that same story that was told in the Bible years ago and in other stories and the hieroglyphics with Heru being the virgin birth and everything. It's just like continuing. Or we jumped into that reality. I'm jumping around.
You
we
know
jumped
what?
into that reality where that's happening.
Have you ever seen that Disney cartoon where it got like it's these blue elf looking dudes, and like they like the young ones, they go back and try to bring their father back from the past because he died or some shit. And they only bring back half his body, just his legs.
It sounds familiar.
It's called Odd World. It's called Odd. I forgot what it's called, bro. But I was watching it with my grandbaby, and it was like trippy because how they start. Okay, in the beginning when it starts off, it shows this magician, or you feel me, or something like that, like a Merlin trying to show the other guy how to create light because and like with this fucking rod, and he make the light with magic, and then he shoot the light up in his house to make it go into like his candle or whatever in order to give light in his house. And like while he teaching the guy this, he tried to do it himself and he mess up. And then when they look to the right, it was a lady over there. It was one of the other people. They created a light, like a light bulb, and turned it on. And it was like like they was like kind of showing how we went away from like the so-called nature of the magic and put the magic in the technology.
Yeah, the magic creates the technology.
Yeah, but it was like, they turned away from that because dude looked and seen her turn on the light and he was like, man, I ain't even got to do that. Now I can just go get a light bulb.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen a couple show movies that like tried to demonstrate that, some cartoons. And them saying like, oh, we got technology now, and then try to use that over the people that was using magic because it took too long to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was like, choosing the technology over the so-called magic, bro. That shit is...
That's why I'm a big proponent for the technology, but while I still keep the PSy Tai Podcast and the Just Tai VR channel up.
Yeah.
Because I see with my own eyes virtual reality every day.
Every day.
Them
Yeah, I
same
was just
senses.
looking at this, the first liquid robot.
Ooh, what's that about?
Man, it's like a robot that should look like like a piece of shit or something. A little black thing, bro, but it it's a robot though, but it's like liquid, like Flubber.
Oh, I
Like
watched
the
that
movie
millions
Flubber.
of times. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and like they just showing
Alive.
it, like how it can do certain things, grab certain, like make it through these mazes, and like showing how it can actually go, like you can swallow this thing, it can go inside your stomach and cleanse out your stomach.
I'm watching it now. I just showed the clip of the maze right while you were showing it.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck, bro? That is trippy though.
Oh, nanobots? I want
Yeah.
to know, is it being controlled or is it just moving around on its own? But it's wow.
Controlling it. They
Hey,
the
curing
ones
some
controlling.
sicknesses. Get that cancer out there, jump in there, go right to the cells. Miss all the
Yeah,
main arteries.
that is wild though. But that's taking technology to the next level though.
It is. It just took the imagination of the people that was putting that in movies. And taking
Yeah,
trips.
they showed a robotic man, they showed some robotic arms. It was peeling a banana.
Yeah. You gotta be real delicate with that, or it will squish it.
Yeah, it was holding it. It turned it sideways so it can peel the other side and everything. I was like, wow, okay. But technology is just an extension of us and what we already do, to me.
It really is. That's where the blueprint came from.
Yeah. That's where it came from. I can't wait to like actually get a chance to talk to Sophia. I don't even want to talk. I kind of just want to listen. I got some questions, but I just kind of want to listen to. I want to because I cannot find that book, The Third Eye, right now. The only way you can order is on Amazon right now.
The Third Eye by who?
By Sophia Stewart.
Oh, the Matrix lady.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, didn't she come out with a new one? That's the new one.
No, I think the Matrix 3.
Cause I was seeing some YouTube videos. She was coming out with a new book.
Yeah, I thought it was the Matrix 3, if I ain't mistaken.
Okay.
It was like
Yeah.
one of the ones I'm trying to see.
No, she know the deal. I can tell how lucid she always is by the way she talks and handles herself when she in the interviews and everything.
Yeah.
And she's still at it. But she coming on your channel?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yes, she gonna come on.
Right.
Come on the channel and speak.
Yeah, she was the writer for connected all the Terminators, Matrix movies. Then they went out and swiped it.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
They say you hear a lot of different stories, but I guess it's just better to hear from the horse's mouth, huh?
Yeah. I heard her say it in the interview though, herself.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard her say it too, but like, you know, when you go online, you just be seeing other stuff.
Gotcha.
Other people saying different shit. Because, you know.
Hey, that's history for you.
That's it, yeah. That's history. Once they figured out they can change history, they knew that shit changed the future into what they wanted it to be. They don't care what history you get, as long as you get something from it. You feel me?
Hey, true. I had an experience dream like 2 nights ago, and I was in I was with a group of people and we was chilling out and stuff, and then for some reason it was like reality started changing up around us, like the walls, like things just seemed different. And I was looking at the window, and it was all these shapes and colors going around. And then for some reason, well, not for some reason, but I had the lucid inclination of like, I know what's going on, or like I see what's going on. I see what's going on. So I was going out the window, and then it was like a wall or something was there, and then it wasn't there. But it was like I saw the digital fragments of it at like the first time when because it wasn't there, and then it appeared, and then my mind got back into a loop of saying that where I was at was real. So then I forgot all about it, and then it happened again, and then I was caught another loop, and then it happened like 4 or 5 more times, and then I was like, hey, and then I finally like something clicked in my mind. I was like, I walked out at this certain timing, and the wall was being generated by a computer, but it wasn't being generated when I was looking at it. Only like when I look at it. So so I timed it right so I can go through the wall and like get out of wherever I was at. And then I like popped up somewhere else, and I don't really remember after that. But I really remember that part. And
that's weird, because that's what it seemed like at times. That's why I be like, it don't make no sense that you can't walk through a wall. Like, because you feel like that's something that you can do on mushrooms, because it kind of dissolve what a wall even is.
Uh-huh.
Don't make everything
we
just
believe the wall is there, so it's there.
So it's there.
It is.
So it's there. That's what he said on the Matrix. You know, you don't try to bend the spoon.
The spoon
don't
doesn't
try to
even
bend
exist.
Yeah.
What you need?
Work that reality around the spoon. Because you are the spoon.
Yeah, that's where I was getting out of it. It was that, like, yo, just getting that back into being one with reality. Like, there's no such thing as being trapped anywhere. Like, you think you somewhere, or not even being trapped, but you think you in this part of reality. You think this reality is everything, but is always something right next door.
It's like,
or whatever it was showing me.
Like, it's weird because today's teachings is like teaching you to be what was and not what is now. It's like, you know, we got to go back to history and we got to do what they did because they was doing it. But when you think about like what you said, your uncle said, there's nothing new under the sun.
Nope.
There's nothing that hasn't been done that isn't being done. Like, And I think that's the part that just kind of throws me off at times, is that you know that, but still though it don't feel like that. It feels like everything is new that you learning, and it is new to you.
How I feel inside when those things pop up, I mean, it feel like that, and the other flip side I feel at times is oh, I feel excited. Like a part of me feels excited that I'm able to experience this,
Yeah,
like as the human being in this particular part of reality and space. Like, oh, this is what this is like.
yep. You turn into the experiencer. Like, I just kind of want to experience these things. Not
Yeah,
not literally like try to become these things, but just have the experience of it.
yeah. Because I was even thinking of people that dedicate their whole life to certain professions. Like it's usually
Yeah,
off of something that, well, a lot of people start when they kids and stuff too, but some people they go real into it because it's something that was like taken away from them in their life, and now they want to like dedicate their life to a certain cause and stuff like that.
yeah,
And then really it's like different things you could be doing too. Like Joe
yeah. Like
Rogan,
when
not just a comedian.
yeah, it's like that's the story of life. You feel me? Like when you get something, you want to give it to everybody. You want to share it with everybody. Like you begin to become like Jesus, the teacher. Like
That's what
and
we
like
do.
I'll be thinking to myself, like, okay, I don't know if everybody wants to be, what you think they should be. I don't think
Mm.
everybody wants that, because if that was the case, then everybody would be that. And then even the way things are right now is because we went through every type of what should or what if or how should we, and that's why we got the rules that we got now, because we done been through all the rules, and each rule was broken. So we have to redo it and go, okay, now we're gonna make it like this, because we gotta in tune it, we gotta make it for people right now today. Each time we gotta kind of change it, because everybody's not trying to follow these things or whatever this might be. Everybody got their own perception on what's right, what's wrong. But that's why we right now at the stage that we is right now, because we didn't went through every rule that mankind could ever think of.
Yeah, we did. And it's
We
you always see somebody breaking it.
we didn't went through every teaching that mankind could have been through, damn near, to teach them to even get them to a level of understanding life. But that don't take away from the people that just want to do the things that they do. It's not going to stop that, because once people feel like, well, certain people as a person feel like they have some kind of power, the first thing they want to do is they want to utilize it and take advantage of it, because they feel that power. It don't matter what it is, whether they're a rapper, whether they a singer, whether they in
Hmm.
entertainment or whatever, a gang member or whatever. Like once they get that taste of authority, they kind of run with it and
That's why I think
begin to
it's
grow.
that's why I think it's good to do multiple things. Because like when
Yeah,
your whole world is one thing, all those other aspects that can come out in different ways, they just get like alchemized, translated to whatever's going on in the world you creating. Like that problem could have came out as a song in another world or something like that, or
yeah.
as a jog or with some friends, or with a
Uh,
company.
yeah, that's probably who you gotta just gotta kind of do you. And if that makes you happy, you heard the one dude, he said, man, I've been researching flat earth for 26 years.
No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what happened. You feel me? I done had 9 kids. I taught them flat earth. You feel me? And
Bored for 26 years.
yeah.
They've been making money off of it. That's why
Mm-hmm.
monetization. Money will keep a lot of people, like the people that the gods know that, the creators of this reality.
Yeah, yeah, and that a lot of people don't understand. That's what it's about now. That's what it's about. It's about the money. I don't care, man. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just leave it alone because it's like every time, bro, it comes down to that, and it's like, damn, you know what happened to just us just sharing knowledge with each other, just to help each other, you know, get to the next level of understanding. Like you gotta be sold it. Like the knowledge is to be sold, not to be told these days.
But everything, people go in and learn something, and then make up all these ideas about it. How is gatekeeping.
Yeah,
That's what it's called too.
yeah. And it's like,
I'm thinking how good it is that I'm able to use this program Blender because it's free, and like the community around it, once people that didn't go to school for it or not part of like these other communities that have a taste at what can be possible. And then like it's the other program, Cinema 4D and everything. And when I go look for tutorials for those online, it is no tutorials, but that's the industry standard. So it's like you gotta learn on your own, or you gotta like pay for Skillshare and stuff like that. So it's like it is about finding a community that will actually like be willing to reach out and help and building it, contributing to it and stuff to keep it what it is.
yeah, the authenticity of what, however you say that, of what it actually is, and not just, you know, charging everybody, because it's like it kind of like it always boils down to the same point, man. We already trapped into society itself, but then we will trap others in it without even knowing like that's what we're doing. We're trapping others in it to keep the program going. Like there's and like really when you think about it, there's no way around that.
No, I would use read. Well, we was on the same wavelength. I was thinking about the opposite first. So how I be saying like after a couple of experiences, I saw everybody telling me stuff, and I was like, that's not. And in my mind, I was like, wait a second, I ain't believe nobody. Like it was like every word everybody said, every way everybody glanced at me or anything. It was like you trying to like keep me here, or what you saying is keeping me here. So then after a while, I was like, wait a second, I'm doing the same thing. Like, as soon as I say I love you, or hey, let's go do this, or this is like, oh, I'm keeping you here too. Like your mind was probably somewhere else.
Yeah,
Or...
yeah, I'm keeping you here too. Like how they say, like, you know, when people start talking about generational wealth, that throws me off, because that's saying, okay, I need these greenbacks with these dead presidents on it in order for my family to be okay when I'm gone.
Nah, you need the
I need
business.
I need the illusion, but I
Like
need
your
to
whole
make
family
sure.
lineage is going to die.
Yeah, I need to make sure that I make enough money in order to keep them inside the illusion, and go, okay, look, man, this is the trap. You feel me? Look, I'm gonna put you in it now and let you know this is what it's about. And it's like, nah, that ain't what it's about. That can't be. Like, that can't be. Like the ones, like I was saying about the ones that still live in the jungle and stuff. And they, you know, they don't have books, they don't have movies, they don't have any type of electronic devices. All they do is hunt baboons. He said, hey, so what's the meaning to life to y'all? He was like, baboons,
It's
meat.
just baboon real quick.
Yeah, baboons, meat, food. That's the meat. That's it. Doesn't mean nothing. Nothing else means anything.
No, all
But
these
you ask one of us, like somebody over here in the United States, it's gonna be all different kind of stuff.
and then say they don't know.
Yeah. No, they don't
But
know.
the same thing, the indigenous tribe's gonna say we don't know, or they probably don't even care.
Don't even care.
They don't even care. That's the difference.
Yeah, and you know we cut, man. You know the us is just not even a thing, bro. The even you, I see why they say the you does not exist. Because the you that you even present to yourself, I say to everybody, not just yourself, but everybody, the you that you present to everybody is like not always you. Like I see why like people like Terrence McKenna or like Ram Doss or you know certain ones that went so far that they kind of you see them next time they got long ass beard, their hair all long, is growing wild because they stopped giving a fuck about making their self look a certain way. Like I have to present myself in a certain way for you to understand what I'm saying. Like I gotta have on a suit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it's more
I grew up wearing suits, ties, all of that.
yeah,
Turtlenecks.
because when
They
you see
changed on me when I let my hair get like this. So I'm just saying I know exactly what you mean. Like but it's the same thoughts.
but you present yourself in that suit every time, you know, it's showing, okay, I'm somebody. You feel me? And that's the way everybody look at it. And it's like, you know, they look at you, they put you next to the person to you, next to yourself in the suit, and they'll judge you differently looking at both of you. Like even if they needed something, they'll go to the person in the suit before they come to you. They're gonna look at you like, look at
Hey, bro, my mind gets so out there.
I'm talking
Go ahead,
about.
Alley
I'm sorry.
I thought you were gonna say something.
It's a uniform. It's your mask. You know, it's your altar. You put on that suit, you become whatever that suit represents. You know?
Yeah, like if we was talking to a professor of Harvard right now, right? And he never said he was a professor.
And he was dressed like a hobo, pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time he say something, people will be questioning it. But if he came out and he said, "Yeah, I'm a professor at Harvard. I studied this, I studied that," it's like his clothes.
Yeah.
He giving you his suit before he even approach you, so you know everything I say is gonna be factual.
It's all
so let
symbols.
me give you a breakdown of who I am before I even start speaking.
That's why in marketing psychology, like they have these certain, they employ that visual mechanics. That's you see like politically you have red and blue, and they're suits. You know, it's all the uniform. It's part of that.
Yeah, that's political mechanics. Ain't that some shit? I know I be thinking I be tripping sometimes, but I say I guess it's the name for everything I be tripping off of because I say it and I be laughing. I say, goddamn, say everybody wearing suits, but then you know even the mob walking around in suits and shit, killing people.
You
and
see them coming down the street, you know what the deal is.
I said, but
with people with their white tees back in the day.
Yeah. It was a comedian that said that a while ago. He was like said something. I think when the bombings happened on the Trade Center or something, and he was like, they was online and they was like, you know, talking to like one of the musicians, like one of the rappers, 2 Chainz or something. And they like, 2 Chainz, what you think about what happened with the World Trade Center? And you know, 2 Chainz give his thoughts on it, and everybody like, yeah, he's right. And he's like, man, I don't want to hear 2 Chainz talk about he talking about killing people in his music. He killed more people than the World Trade Center. It's like, but these are the ones that, because I used to think Oprah, bro. I thought Oprah just knew everything. Even when I started psychedelics, I said, man, I wonder if I could just sit down with Oprah and ask her about God and life. I know she got the answer.
She got the feeling. Like
I
she
mean,
don't
she
even
got a
talk about
TV
it that
show.
much on the show. She have everybody else come on and talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just going. That's how dumbfounded I was. Like, hold on, let me. I wish I could. I wish I could ask Denzel Washington.
No, I was the same way. I want to ex Jay Z. I was like, why you name yourself Hove? Like you been New York
Oh,
guy? What's going on? What you know?
and it's wild because you start to see that they put these people in front of us for those type of reasons because we see what they do and then we act it out accordingly with them.
Ooh.
Like we acted out with them, and it's like, okay, I guess that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
Acted out with them, and what I usually do is I've been noticing. Have you watched a lot of South Park and Family Guy in your life, or at least
Yeah.
South Park? You see
Yeah.
how like it was be seeming normal, but then Peter will like do something that's like, but make say ha ha ha, like just switch it all around. I be
Yeah.
feeling those vibes a lot. Like yesterday, I had a little more mushroom than I usually do when I still want to do stuff throughout the day. And then I had on one episode of Family Guy, and like while I was doing other things, and I was like, I had all these thoughts. Yo, that's me. Like that's me right now. Like exactly how you just interacting with reality. Like it matters, but it doesn't matter. It's like
Yeah.
like that's why he the main character. And Homer Simpson, I got him on my back right now. This that I can't really turn around. It's the one I had painted on there for those on YouTube. Like that Homer, and he holding a mushroom.
Oh damn. Oh yeah. Okay.
Just those archetypes. It's just things to like how you said symbols. Like when people look at things, the suit and stuff. Like I look at cartoons and different characters as archetypes to remind myself a lot of times myself.
Yeah,
like, hey, it can be like this.
And it makes sense because the characters are drawn how they are. The way they draw Homer, it brings out the character of who he is. Like, and that's one thing. Like I seen on mushrooms that like kind of freaked me out. Is like even the way your facial structure is and your body is. It's like I don't know how to explain it, bro. I lost it.
People call it sacred geometry. People study faces and stuff like that, like the distance between it and plotting it. But then they try to take that to another level and say this is what beauty standard is. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but I gotta take off. I got a couple things I gotta go do, man. Good looking out, Just Todd.
Hey, fantastic talking with you.
All right, peace out, Alley Cat and Big Chill and MM3 and Wild Man. See y'all later.
I'll catch you on your show. Everybody go check out True Life Stories on YouTube.
All right, thanks, man.
Peace. Hey, that was dope. But hey, hey, Alley Cat. Anybody there? I was thinking about plants and communicating with plants and how we moving on to different kinds of ways with technology and even like having new ways to have the plants grow and everything. And how we all started from like the agriculture, hunter-gatherer cultures and where we found ourselves now with hydroponics and just like how these ideas come to people when they just out there on the plains, especially like when you get into psychedelics and stuff. You know how plant people are, you into plants. The most plant people, if you like run into them, they got like what people will call, oh, that person must live with cats kind of vibe, even if they don't have cats. If y'all know what I mean. But I'm one of them. But just how they communicate, and because they talk on how they want to grow and like what kind of soil, and it will come like I'm at the store and I'm trying to see what kind of soil to get, or even before I get to the store, the idea of what store to get to and what part of the grass to put it in. And now like I built the aquaponics system out there. I'm collecting the videos out there. I'm documenting it. At 2:40. I got picked up 2:40. I'm documenting it. I finally put some fish in there, so all the fish waste is going to go to the plants that help them grow without any soil.
Recycling the waste. That's awesome.
Yeah, nothing is wasted.
Yeah, that's how nature works, right? Everything is, yep, has a purpose.
And yesterday, Alley Cat, I was on some mushrooms in the woods, and I thought I was gonna go fishing for some reason because I wanted to fish. Well, the reason was I wanted to fish for the pond. I said I'm gonna just catch one or something, and I just wanted to get out to the park. Period. I think I just wanted some excuse. But along the way, I was like walking along the creek and river, and I started seeing different plants, and then like I just kept having these anchors like, yo, I need this plant to be in the pond. Like I see it growing in the water and stuff. It's like, yo, this plant wants to be in the pond. So I like dug up the roots, like dug deep holes and everything. And now I'm like creating a whole ecosystem for the fish and the water and everything to filter out. So it's like, wow, the simulations and stuff.
That's awesome. It's
Just
commendable.
looking at the fish. Yeah, it's cool. And the fish and everything. Just looking at the fish. And I was like, yo, I want aquariums around my whole house now. Like, just looking at the fish just bounce around and think about which way to go. Like, every 2 seconds, they got something different. That Dory brain going on.
I know. That's so
like
magical.
It is. It's magical to me, too, because by looking at it, it's allowing my mind to, like, regular terms would say escape, but just like vibe with just anything going on. Like whatever comes up next.
It's like a visual meditation because you're in nature. You know, you're looking at things you wouldn't normally see inside, which is the majority of where we are. So it's a different wonderment, different exploration.
A fascination.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I think. Let me look up what. I think I ran across. Oh, yeah, that's why I use fascination. I was thinking about vampires and stuff. Like when you look in their eyes, they hypnotize you, and it's called like a fascination. It's from the 1600s, the act of bewitching.
Fascinate. Which I'm pretty sure the FACI fascia is older.
Because then I was thinking about what True was talking about earlier, the fascination. Like, what are we becoming fascinated with? That essence, that God connected to it, the energy.
The designs, the colors, everything. Huh.
I thought that said.
So fasci is facialis, for of the face. From the 1600s.
Okay.
So for that to turn into fascination, that's interesting.
Look into my eyes. That's what the vampires say.
Oh man.
But that's what we always say too. Like when they say like good conversations and stuff, or at least the way the old gods taught it too. But I still practice it. Like looking into the person's eyes when you talking to them.
Yeah, that's a bridge. That's a connection. I feel like that ties in with telepathy as well. You're basically if it's like the light from my eyes, it bridges with the light from your eyes, and there's connectivity. You know what they say, love at first sight, all that. You know,
you got fascinated real quick by. That's why in the church they tried to always call it a bad thing. It's like, oh man, you got caught up by that Jezebel spirit. Those in black church know what I'm talking about. They said like if a girl would like tried to get you like that, it was Jezebel in the Bible that took down one of the kings or something like that. So if a girl's trying to seduce you, like that was the Jezebel spirit.
that was that you see it in the story of Jezebel, but you see it throughout all the other stories too, like Samson and Delilah.
Yeah.
Sheba.
They had some good back ends. They just needed some more books.
Or some damn games. Humans.
Hey, it's how this particular story was written. That's why as soon as I was thinking that, like when I'm thinking, that's why sometimes I have to really, I want to look up what this means. Pronounce.
What's this? Oh, pro.
Like when you pronounce yourself.
Yeah, but then you have announce. So, N-O-U.
But I'm going to do both. Late Middle English. Well, I'm bringing this over for everybody to see. In Middle English from old, pronuncier from Latin, you see that. Out, forth, announce. How they gonna give me a link to another word? But you did it first. Declare, announce. How they gonna say the same thing in there? Declare, messenger. Oh, that's deep. Messenger too.
Yeah, because when you're announcing, that's who usually made the announcements.
I was thinking about the messenger god, Hermes and stuff. How he was able to move quick and stuff, everything. Because I was thinking about when I'm actually talking, I have to, like, if I'm not used to talking, I won't talk for a long time. And then when I finally start talking, it feels like it's a whole nother vibe. Because it's like everything will just be going on so-called around me. I'm not even going to say inside. But around me. So then when I'm talking, I will hear like a song that would make me say what my next word is. Like when I said it is written, and me like write real fast the song by not Bob Marley, one of his sons, Damian Marley, called "It Is Written" right through my head. Yeah. And then the whole song like flashed real quick, and I was like, "Yeah, it was written." So like I started calculating who's the talker, but not even trying to really calculate it because that's too much. That's too much thought. Like just relax. But like we have the talker, the observer, the experiencer, like all wrapped in one, like that mind, body, soul thing.
Yeah. I think we were supposed to experience all those angles.
What's popping with it?
Hey,
I was just finishing
things from all angles.
Yeah, and Allie was saying what we were meant to experience it. Was that your thought?
So from every angle, like that time when you said you experienced being a slug, I think it was, or earthworm.
Yeah.
And you had the earthworm babies, but that was like a whole lifetime. It's like these different, like even the fruit fly, their whole lifetime is like what, couple hours a day?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to our lifetimes.
And you know what's funny? I had brought that up to I can't remember what it was, another group or something. I had brought that up, and then somebody was like, I was mentioning like a fly, let's say 3 or 4 days. And they were like, well, I don't think you can fully live out a lifetime in 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, well, think about beings that live like 4,000 or 10,000 years. And they're like, what, you guys only live 100 years and some don't even live 100 years? Like you can't really live a lifetime in 80, 75 years. But we like, hey, yes, you can. Motherfucker, I'm tired when I hit 80 and 90. I'm tired.
Tired when they're 30.
Right. Well, yeah, you figure. Well, yeah, you look what centuries past. The scope of life would be. Yeah, by the time you were 30, you got grandkids maybe, and you had been in 2 wars and lived a lifetime.
Killed your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's crazy too? That takes me back to my Hinduism roots, my great grandma. And Brahmin, if you look at how they talk about the time differences, I think like 1 year of a god to humans is like 1,000, and then one of Brahmin's days or seconds is like 10,000. They do highlight that in there.
Yeah.
Like
They got
that's
that
what
in
I
the
saw.
Bible too. They talking about like 1,000 years is a second to God or something.
Yeah,
Something real
yeah.
simple. Some simple calculation. Like we got it.
Yeah. And that one movie, Fantastic Planet, it was what I think it was like was it 10, 1 year was like a week. A week to the whatever beings was there was a full year to a human.
The Fantastic Planet with the blue people.
Yeah. Yeah. One of their weeks was a full year to the humans.
That was a good. That was a good random animation I ran across.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I was looking into 90s animation because I'm like doing research on VFX and stuff in the history, and they was really trippy back then. And a lot of their things had to do with jesters and clowns, and like they was
Ah.
controlling the reality.
Mm-hmm.
It was one just juggling, and then it would go up close to it, and then reality would switch, and they would see all this trippy stuff, and they make all these random objects like the best they could do back then, and then it go back to the juggler just juggling, and it did that like 5 times. I was like, whoa.
Same shit. They've been there since the beginning.
And they was just doing this to test the machines and stuff, and so-called put it out as a demo to what's possible to do with the technology. I was like, y'all chose to do that? I see you. I see you.
Right. Wow. That's deep.
And a lot of them have like real etheric music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like synthesizers and journey type stuff.
You know what's funny? I remember I was thinking like, yeah, man, if you on a journey and then like watch something like that. And I'm thinking back when I was young, seeing some of those shows like Buck Rogers and other things and like certain episodes like it would hit you in a weird way. Not like this is a weird show kind of, but it was like it seemed something more like spiritual too, thinking back now. But depending on how young you are, you might have still been in that theta stage of your brain process more where the creativity obviously, so you could have been actually releasing something while you connecting with the show.
Yeah, your synapses then reconfigure in a way to make it not happen. In the way you realize it's like, wait, this is going on. This is cool. I'm do you have the YouTube open? And I could put
Do
it
I?
on. Yeah, I could put it on Discord too. I want
Oh
to
yeah, I
play
got.
one of the things called A Little Death.
Okay.
Got it on.
Got you. See it.
This is one of those examples I'm talking about. I don't even think I've seen this one.
You got it muted though.
Oh. They lighting was horrible back then, but it was the best they can do. Dancing on top of the pyramid.
What about love?
That lip sync. The zebra and the cheetah people. I never seen that one, but that was cool.
Hey, that's deep. Is it almost saying like higher self tapping in to enjoy being the small things? Because it turned into a butterfly, right? And flew with the other butterflies?
Yeah. And on top of the pyramid as well, that enlightenment factor. Sure and simple. That was elegant. Oh, I'm playing one more. This is the one with the juggler.
We already got the blocks, the gray and darker gray blocks.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. The
Mine was white and green. Other people's be black and white and different colors, but it's always the blocks. Or yeah, am I saying it right? The blocks are on the floor.
the checkerboard.
Checkerboard. Yep.
And it's funny too because they was able to only do this kind of texture because their excuse was that it helps show distance more than just a flat color plane. But it was a lot more to it.
Well, that's the thing too. I think thinking back now, like on the journey, I think it also can almost bend space-time easier because your perception of the blocks, like when I was on the other side, even though they got further away, each block was like as if it was 2 by 2 in front of me. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. Like even though I can look further away, I can still recognize that as the same size block as the one that's like right in front of me. Or checker pat. Yeah.
Depth perception wasn't.
It was immaculate. It was like, yeah. Even though I'm looking from the distance, it's like I'm looking overhead at the same time to see that. Yeah, you seeing all kind of angles. All right, go ahead.
No, it's similar to that. And when I'm creating in Blender the animations, I have to create field of depth and everything, and like add those options to create what we used to seeing more readily. Like, hey, that thing don't look as close. It don't look the same size. There's some blur right there. Is this perspective going on? It's not all rendered just totally the same. And the other thing I was mentioning with the checker boxes is how a lot of people see it in the beginning stages. And then I found that funny how in the beginning of doing computer animation, that was the best that they can do as well, too. Like, oh, I just saw the checkered floor. Oh, I was just able to create a checkered floor. Chrysanthemum, something like that. Oh, there go that elephant True was talking about. Look like something what I made. Or what I seen. And this was back in the 90s, so this took a lot
that
of work
remind
for
me.
them.
That remind me of Star Fox right there. I used to love that game.
Oh, yeah. I had it on N64.
Yep, me too.
For some reason, I thought it was about to say PlayStation. Missing the X. It's all just on his vest. Whew, I'm out of here. They titled that just The Juggler. I'm gonna stop it right
Pesky
there.
meddling jesters. Pesky meddling.
That's what they here for. The court jester, the comedian. I see. Okay, you posted this a while ago. I'm just now seeing this. This is what you're talking about, the yin yang with the cosmic serpent and everything, the devils and the angels. It's pretty cool. Ooh. How's your day been, Charles? You know, it's the afternoon
And
kicking in now.
shoot, yeah, chilling. You know. Yeah, man, just been chilling.
Cool.
Been chilling today. Yeah. Finally getting a little warmer out here, and yeah. So yeah, I just been chilling today.
Yeah, I've
So
been.
he was on. Figure out tap in. I said it's been a minute.
No, thanks for coming. Thanks for tapping on in, even in the comments and everything. Because every day, every day is like a great reset for me nowadays.
Oh, yeah, that's
Where
cool.
yeah, I'm just like, whoosh, what is going on? Like, not even what's going on today. I just start moving and then let my mind get intertwined with what's going on. That's the reason I haven't been on the show, because I would be like, I didn't want in my mind to fight to have to do anything. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be just relaxed wherever I am, or just a certain type of awareness where I'm not looking around like, oh, what's going on now? Unless it calls for that, unless reality calls for that to pop up. Like, Isla, what's going on, baby? Isla,
Yeah.
I'll be done in a second. She just came in to shrug her shoulders and say, I don't know.
Feed me.
Something like that. But just allow the mind to just go, get in different projects and letting things.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been good. That's good.
Seeing what Todd can do. Instead of acting as Todd, just seeing what Todd can do. Like,
Hey,
all right, this is what I'm up to today.
Feel that. Feel that.
And what True be talking about with the money and everything, and like people doing stuff with money, like that's all come into play as well too, so that I can be relaxed with being able to come on the show and then not take away from not being able to pay the bills and still be able to go to the park at the same time, exercise,
Gotcha.
talk
Right.
with the family.
Right.
So time and place for everything is what I'm learning, because time don't really exist. So things pop up as they will, because like that control factor, like we have control, so why fight for it? Is
Right.
what I'll be going through.
Yeah, and it's all pretty much like an inner kind of what do I want to say, like because you think about it, whenever you go through any emotion, it's just a chemical trigger, chemical reaction. So whether you like get stressed about something, or whether you like, all right, why am I getting like, you just you playing the role for a minute, and then you realize, like, wait, why was I even getting caught up about something that really don't? It's physically, no one was here to harm me. Like, why am I getting caught up about something that ain't even doing to cause no physical harm? But it's all in the mind. But that's the games we play. So we want to try to, I guess, keep ourselves at a good balance, or maybe teeter a little more into the happiness side, obviously.
Yeah, and happy to mean me just dealing with stuff too, not just like, I don't want to think about this.
Right.
If it pop up in my mind, like I make it happy. Like I don't like settle it even in my mind with a disgusted thought. I just let this play all the way out.
Mhm.
Don't jump in with some thoughts too fast, because like those all realities creating, and they're gonna play out in certain factions and trail off and jump and happen in ways you never expected. Even it happening now, things be happening that we don't know, turning the gears on things years down the line.
Mhm.
So it's like this magician awareness, and it's like the mushrooms and stuff tell me all the time, like just to put it in like regular terms, or the endogenous chemicals in me too. It's just like
Right.
you be doing stuff and like, hey, you could be doing this, or just visions and stuff of what could be going on, and it's only disrupted when I will sometimes say, "Well, I need to do this, or this is going to happen,"
Hmm.
and then they play off that reality, or the jester player come on and say, "You thought," switch up reality real quick. Reality is so malleable.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like when you tap in, it's like it's like you tap in and then there's like a intergalactic chessboard and then you're like, oh yeah, all right, here's my character here and I can see do each move and the small and it down to the most minute details, things we can't comprehend as a human, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then it's like, all right, boom, you go back into the character and then get wound caught up about stuff. Tap in again, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, it's a whole chessboard. Oh yeah, that and this was going. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, oh yeah, yeah." Man, but yeah, it's
And that's
amazing
cool that we
journey.
get to experience this for ourselves,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to what I was bringing up earlier, and what some kind of reality, or we can call the past, when the priest class was the only ones doing this stuff,
Mhm.
and then telling
What's
everybody else what was going on.
yeah? What's your You got a particular favorite strain that you like?
I like the wood. I still like the Cubensis species, but I really
Okay.
like the wood loving ones. And I only I
Which
rarely
ones is the
come
wood
across
loving
them.
ones?
I
Or
had
what?
some psilocybin alani. I think that's how you say it.
Alanai.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one I had was cyanet. I think it's cyanescence.
Cyanescence. Ooh, those. Okay, they sound
If
old
I
school and
find
serious.
this, because I actually found them around the corner. I still have a couple
Oh,
left.
okay. All right.
Yeah, there it is right here. Allegedly.
Right.
Yeah, they grew on wood. Those was like the spaceships. Those are the one that gave me that big. That not. It gave me one of my favorite experience. One of my first favorite experiences. I'll say it like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh wow, this is what the mushroom folk be talking about.
Peep the wavy caps.
They did keep it wavy too. Because the other mushrooms, once the veil break and they start going up, they just all go up at like the same rate.
Yeah.
These wavy cap fungi is interesting. And the fact that they grow on wood, like, because it's not just I think about not just the psilocybin interacting with us, but all the chemicals that's in there, period. Like that whole soup.
Mm-hmm.
And different mushrooms got different soups going on.
Yeah, so many. I mean, that's one of the other beauties of it. There's so many different kinds. I'm learning even more than I knew now. It's like so many different kinds now, you know. But I'm looking forward to Pearly Gates. You ever heard of them?
No,
Yeah, I'm looking
Pearly
forward
Gate
to
mushrooms.
yeah, I'm looking for Pearly Gates and what's another one? TP. I'm looking for. I mean, I
TP?
know where to get them. I know where to get them, but yeah,
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 yeah.
these are particular ones that yeah, TEPE.
Got it. I found it.
Some heavyweights. So my first little ones, I started off, of course, a Golden Teach and what do I have in the other one? Jedi Mind. So we'll see on the first. Of course, I keep you posted. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm actually the other kind of mushrooms, the gourmet mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking at this article that was talking about the Chinese and how that was the lion's mane mushroom was really huge with what everybody wanted back then. Like in 200 AD, I think is when they
Yeah.
say doing the report. So I was looking at their culture and like what they output, and how they mind work, and how it could be like basically different because their culture was ingesting like mushrooms and lion's mane. Like I said, back then they would trade the mushroom over eating regular food. Like they
Yeah.
say, oh, as long as I got this.
You know what? That's crazy because I just thought of I saw a dude who was like making his own pills, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got lion's mane, and he had reishi and a couple other 4 different kinds. But I was thinking though too, like people who microdose, you could microdose with the lion's mane, put it in one pill together. I said, oh, that might be off the chain, and I was considering like maybe growing some lion's mane, like depending on how this pop, maybe grow my own lion's mane and just hit the farmer's market, get a little booth depending on how much they sling them for and how much I can rent a booth for.
Hey, bro, we on the same wavelength.
Oh,
That was my next thing. I was going to say. That's why I transitioned to gourmet mushrooms. I was going to talk
okay.
about the plot of soil I got out there. I
Yeah.
had learned that if you put some sawdust on there and you buy like mushrooms you get from the store, like button mushroom. They have some other ones like wand mushrooms, some different things I'm still learning. But you could literally buy the spores and just put it in your garden. And then as long as you keep it watered and stuff like you regularly do, they'll start growing up in between it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, because just the psilocybin and stuff that can't take all that contamination and stuff everywhere.
So you would your garden on point like that where you would feel comfortable maybe just putting them in your garden and trying to grow them naturally like that?
Yeah, I have some mycelium from the from some other mushrooms I had a while ago, and I
Yeah.
put those inside of the dirt. And
Okay.
now they didn't
Gotcha.
sprout anything up, but you could see like the network in there, and overall it helps the soil with the plants because it's just like being out in the forest.
Yeah. Almost like an aeration too of the ground of the soil.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that's how the trees communicate. At least that's what I learned from mushrooms and Magic School Bus. They using the mycelium network.
Yeah.
They use the
But you,
roots and then connect with each other.
But going back to the other thing too, that's another thing I'm thinking like the years I've gone to the farmers market, I haven't gone in a couple months, but there was never anybody selling mushrooms. They got a honey cat, they got a person doing honey. Of course,
Hmm.
the bulk of people selling fruits and vegetables, staying in their lane, and then of course they got some people doing some food that you can eat there and some arts and crafts stuff, but other than that, yeah, nobody was doing
Same here
mushrooms.
in Chico. I was just running through it because I've been there a lot of times. They don't, yeah, nope. It's everything you said. The honey, milk, almond milk.
Yup, yeah. Almond butter, lotions, the lotion, they got yeah. Because I
Somebody
remember
gave
one
me
dude,
that. Uh-huh.
I can't think of the video. It's been a minute now, but yeah, he was talking about he had his own little grow, and then he was like, "Yeah, I hit the farmers market. I got a little booth," and then he said, "I also from the farmers market, I got connections, and I sell directly to some restaurants now."
That's what somebody told me to do last year when I was talking about the subject of growing mushrooms. And they was like, you should
Yeah,
try to sell some to some restaurants and even your
yeah.
vegetables, like do some organic gardening and stuff. Because
Now
I
I
used to
wish
see
I would have.
people that go in the woods and they would
Hmm.
forage like chicken in the woods mushrooms and other things and they
Mm,
would sell them to the restaurant because you can't get them
okay.
anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah. But man, I'm trying to keep my setup as simple as possible. I'm not sure if I told you I'm going with the pyramid theme. So I got my pyramid set up. On the bottom is I think I'm where I'm kind of keeping the kind of blocks after I initially inoculate. And I need to get a thing where anyway, it's all going to be within the pyramid. So I only need like 2 racks. And I do pretty much 3-pound grain spawn bags. So they're, not the biggest. But if I can get some nice flushes from them,
You're going to be all right with that.
that's what we're talking about. Yeah, I got in the room. Just I increased the temperature. I noticed like it wasn't really colonizing like I wanted, and I looked up and man, it's been a little chilly down here in these last couple of days. So I increased my temperature in the room to 80, and man, almost overnight, them boys. Yes, a lot of mixture in the
Yeah, it
bag
got
so
to be like
far.
70 something and over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it's cool that we're able to. I was thinking about all the people that paved the way to even start talking about ways to cultivate mushrooms in the home space for like the
Right.
individual magician.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad it's so many. What I'm finding is so many DIY tech dudes that did
Woo!
videos that lets you know, hey, you don't have to get no expensive this and that, and this is how you can do it on the cheap, man. I got a technique down where it's like, oh, this is gonna be, should be simple. Like I said, all I need is two metal racks to put in the pyramid, and I'm good to go.
Nice. Does it even get simple down to buying some Oakland bins?
You know what? I'm not even right. I bought one mono tub. It was this lady that came up with this inflatable mono tub. But after I did more research, after I even got it, I'm not even gonna break that boy out.
Wow, what happened with it?
No peep game on what I'm gonna do. So this is, I can't even remember. I'll have to send, once I find a video, I have to send you the technique. So what they do basically is, boom, once your grain spawn is fully colonized, they take a rubber band and put a rubber band over 3/4, a quarter from the top. And pretty much that's going to simulate the forest. That's going to simulate. Yeah, so it's going to keep the CO2 at the bottom of the bag, and it's going to force the mushrooms to directly go up. And then boom, he cut a little from, the little air pocket in the bag. That little vent space, cut a little hole beneath it. Once they, start to sprout or whatever, and that'll be enough oxygen for them as they get bigger, gradually kind of cut around it. And I'm talking about, those bags where you can eventually just kind of peel it back, but you still have the back of the bag. Peel those off, and that's your first flush. And you can, since the bag isn't totally disconnected, you can just turn the bag back upright and kind of cover itself. Yep. And as opposed to using a sprayer and hydrating like that, he said, where you can cause even more, contamination, or he said, why even do that? He just takes a syringe and pulls the syringe with distilled water, and just, depending on the size of the bag, injects the water directly into the block. He said that way, he said it hydrates it more immediately, and they don't have to worry about spraying the bag and hydration to get to it. He's like, it's getting it immediately, and your next spawn is going to be off the chain, and your next flush is going to be that much faster.
That's a good technique.
Tips and tricks. He said
bottles and stuff, anything could be on that spray bottle.
Right, and he said you don't have to worry about water pooling and just different causes for contamination. He said keep it simple. He said you're gonna keep the biosphere in the bag.
Own little ecosystem.
His own, yeah. He said keep it as simple as possible, and he has some nice lion's mane. He has some nice rishis. He was growing a lot. I'm gonna send you them. I'm gonna send you those two videos. About that technique. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's keeping it as simple as possible.
Hey Charles, we gotta make an episode about mushrooms. Like finding
no doubt.
Ancient ways, new ways that they was finding to cultivate them.
Yeah.
But
I'm
right
down.
now I gotta go pick somebody up in about
for sure,
10
man.
minutes.
All love, man. All right, man. You have a good, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll probably get with you.
Will do. Take care.
All right, peace. Yeah.
Hey, well, made it at the tail end of the show. But I'm at the tail not here, you will. Hopefully your day is going as you wish it to. I'm going out. Be sure everybody check out the Just Todd Now website. And check out the beginning of this video too. You previewed this animation that I made is real trippy. I'm gonna release it on YouTube and the metaverse and everything later. But this was an awesome talk. I had an awesome time talking about mushrooms, history of it, down through our cultures, and with Ollie Cat, Big Chill, MM3, Wild Man Ninja, everybody came on through. See y'all. Catch y'all in the hyperspace. Peace out.